Hello, everybody. It's Saturday lunchtime in the Championship. It is Swansea versus Southampton. Russell Martin takes his 20-game undefeated streak with Saints back to his old club, Swansea. Come and get settled in for the next couple of hours and join us once again for the watch along. Welcome along, everybody. Second watch along of the weekend. Let's hope it's a little more entertaining than particularly the first half last night of Sunderland versus Hull. But we did see a Hull win up at the Stadium of Light last night. And will we see another Southampton win today? I mentioned already they are 20 games undefeated. They did leapfrog over Ipswich last weekend with yet another win, but the Tractor Boys fought back. It's going to be more difficult for Ipswich to fight back this week because they are away at Leicester on Monday night. Saints in magnificent form. The overtake has been in the offing for a long, long time, but they've got to go to Swansea and get themselves the win today. And then they do need a favour and a win from Leicester to get it done this weekend. In terms of this weekend, that's the kind of small picture. The big picture, though, is if Ipswich can end the weekend above Southampton, they will then have played Leeds twice and Leicester twice. And if they can get themselves a point, or Saints do slip up and not win today, then Ipswich will consider themselves with 18 games to go in a sort of pole position. There, let me know your thoughts on the matchup in the comments. Say hello. Let's get into some more Championship football today. Ewan, welcome to you, sir. Will, Annie, congratulations, Annie, and the Bristol City fans. A great win against West Ham in the Cup. Hector, welcome to you. And Carl in Minnesota. Must be cold in Minnesota in January. Jesus. Norwich fan, come on, Russ Martin. Welcome to you guys in the chat. Get your views in as we go along during the show. We've had a look at the table. Let's have a look at the teams. I've been out and about this morning, so I have no idea what these teams are. I haven't looked at all. And this is what it looks like for Swansea. In goal is Carl Rushworth. He's on loan from Brighton, isn't he? Young keeper who was with Lincoln, I think, last season. It is Josh Tymon at left back. Harry Darling at right back. He was, look, there's obviously most of these players are going to be with Russ Martin at Swansea. Darling was actually with Martin at MK as well. So he'll be very well known to the Southampton management there. There is Nathan Wood at centre-back, and Bashir Humphreys on loan from Chelsea is his partner. That is Harrison Ashby. Newcastle, they've got him from? I can't remember. Jay Fulton is his partner in central midfield, although Footmob there has got Matt Grimes forward in the 10 position. He doesn't tend to play there, does he? He tends to sit a little bit deeper, so we'll see if it's just a straight 4-3-3. Off the left for Swansea is Liam Cullen. Off the right for Swansea is Jamie Patterson. You can still find him. Jamal Lowe up top for the Swans. Let me know what you think of that side. On the bench, Jerry Yates, Yannick Bolasie. How about that? Charlie Patino, Joe Allen. Those four fairly big names in the context of Swansea, aren't they? We'll see. Christian Pedersen, Carl Norton, Nathaniel Ogbeta, and Andrew Fisher makes up the bench for the Swans. For 20 games undefeated Southampton, it is Bazunu in goal for the Saints. Let me have a swig of my tea. One of the stars of the Championship this season, right back, Kyle Walker Peters. Left back is Liam Manning, who was obviously at Swansea and then joined Russ Martin. It's all very incestuous, this, at Southampton this season. Jan Bednarek and Taylor Harwood-Bellis are the centre-half pairing. There is Flynn Downes, who once again was with Russ Martin at Swansea. So many subplots here. There is Stuart Armstrong and Will Smallbone, partnering Downes in central midfield. And it's pretty heavyweight for a championship team, this. Che Adams, who obviously starred with Birmingham and then got a big move to Southampton in the Premier League. Ryan Fraser, who is on loan from Newcastle. And I believe he's the top scorer in the league, isn't he? Am I wrong about that? Adam Armstrong. Goals flowing for him this season and great totals for Blackburn in the past as well. On the bench, Sam Amiu. There is Mara Alcaraz Rothwell, a new sign. Has he really got number 99 on his shirt? Shay Charles, the massive, what was it, 12 million quid signing in the summer. We are dealing with a U1 parachute team here, remember? Dibbling, Stevens, Holgate, and Lumley is the team. We will get your thoughts on that just really, really quickly. As ever, we are sponsored by Match Bingo today. Let me do the business in front of your very eyes today because, look, there is my Match Bingo app on my phone. I'm going to head down to Swansea Southampton. It's not free today. It was free last night, wasn't it? £2 for my card. Confirm purchase, and we'll see what I'm getting here. View cards. My Swansea Southampton card. We'll look at the awkward middle row there. Any goal awarded in the 7th minute ended in 7. A yellow card in a minute ended in 0. That's not nice. That 1 minute injury time. We're not going to get that at the end. Might not even get that during the first half. So a bit stiff there. I could still get 1 line or 2 lines. Plenty else on there. Get involved with Match Bingo. And if you want to let them know that we sent you, that would make me very happy. Obviously, matchbingo.co.uk/BBFC. We'll go to predictions in just a jiffy. Let's read some comments, though. Charlie, welcome to you, sir. Easy win for Saints today, I think. Annie, thank you. Attention quickly to the lead. Watford at home. Back 5 for Swansea. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. We'll tell you about 2 minutes into the game. We'll have a good look. Liam, welcome. Ewan, who have we got reffing today? I can tell you that if I have a look here. Referee Langford. Interesting, but hey, we're friendly to referees here, aren't we? Alex, welcome to you, sir, in the chat. Hector, I can't find your email to join the WhatsApp group. I'm not an ex, so I can't do it. My email, Hector, are you listening very, very carefully? benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com. Okay, benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com. We'll get you in the WhatsApp group. By the way, if you click join down there, you can join our WhatsApp group and our roundtable chats every month. Jeff, I reckon for environment's sake, Southampton should just be allowed to stay at home and just be given the 3 points. I think that's a terrible idea, Jeff. I think they should go and earn them. Dear oh me. Well done, Hector. Give us a shout. Williams played a 5 at Notts. Okay. We will keep an eye. Remember, another of our subplots today is Luke Williams and Russ Martin. Luke Williams, the new Swansea manager. Luke Williams was Russ Martin's assistant manager at MK Dons. This game is riddled with insider knowledge from both sides about the other. If it all evens itself out, we know Southampton as a year 1 parachute team have the better squad. Of course they do. But you never know whether that bit of knowledge could be key today. What I want you to do, though, first off, is get your predictions in. You've got 16 seconds. Write the teams in for me as well. Help me out. Get your predictions in for Swansea versus Southampton. 16 seconds starts now. Oh, God. We'll have a look at your predictions in a sec. obviously we're on this round of games where everyone played on Boxing Day, didn't they? So it's a quick turnaround. I'm just showing a couple of the goals. I've got it down in the little data scroller along the bottom there. Last matchup, 5-0 it was to Southampton just 25 days ago on Boxing Day. Just in one of those goals was horrible as well. Missed kick in goal, and then the back heel going in off the defender as well. Not the one. Should we have a look at some predictions then? Hector, 3-1 Saints. What did I go? I went for 3-0 Southampton with Sam Parkin on the predictions. 2-0 Saints, says Ewan. Sean, 1-1. Will, 3-1 Saints. We're heavy on Southampton here, aren't we? It's understandable, really, isn't it? Jeff, 3-0. He agrees with my prediction, or we've gone for the same thing. So I've got to get my tea down my throat before we start. 3-2 Saints, says Liam. 0-0 Ernie. I am not interested remotely in a 0-0. Let's hope you're wrong about that. But yeah, it was dire last night, that first half. Vicknell, am I pronouncing that right? 3-1 Saints, Fraser hat-trick. But you're going to get a bonus point for that if that comes in. That is bold. 2-1 Saints. Both teams to have 80% possession. That's tremendous. And here, out comes Russ Martin. A lot of attention on him today. There's Matt Gill as well, familiar to many. Russ just saying hello to lots of old friends there. Although I think that guy had a Swansea, a Southampton laminate there. Colin, 2-2. Charlie, 2-0 Saints. Celtic versus Bucky Thistle prediction. I will plead the fifth on that. No idea. 2-0, Robin says to Saints. Dylan says 3-0 Saints. James says 2-1 Swans. Saint 194, genuinely a bit nervous. Well, everybody, I think with the exception of, well, at least 90% of the chat thinks Southampton are winning this one. They are hot favourites, don't they? Sunderland fans fuming after last night's game. We weren't a happy bunch. It was, I think it's the manner of the defeat, isn't it? Which will probably get clipped out in one of those Brian's Gun compilations. The manner of the defeat. I feel like this match day felt like yesterday. Me too, James. I totally agree. We are probably about 3 minutes from kickoff. Swansea supporters will give Martin a warm welcome. As Saints supporters, but I have nothing bad to say about Swansea. It's always difficult, isn't it? I think whether it was Russ Martin stage managing it well, or this is just how everybody feels as the players come out of the tunnel. I think a lot of the ill will got shaded towards the Swansea owners. We'll remember the Russ Martin press conference for Swansea during the January transfer window, where he basically called out his own ownership for not getting deals done. That was a bold move, but I think he knew they weren't going to sack him, didn't he? So, and I'm not having a go at Russ Martin for doing this. You've got to play the political game. You've got to, I remember Mick McCarthy saying it when he was Ipswich manager, you've got to protect your own brand as a manager. That will go on. Remember, the institutions will last longer than any manager, and you have to look after yourself. My box is about to go into standby. I really don't want that to happen. Would you believe I've got a remote control for my light? So I just pressed a button here. Has that not worked anyway? And it messed with the lights as well. What can I do to stop my box going into standby without lighting my face up? There we go. Right. We are very shortly about to get into this. Get involved over at Match Bingo as well. Play along with me. I'm going to update that to say 0-0. We talked a lot about Southampton. Let's just talk about the upside for the Swans today. If you just take a look to the right of your screen as you look, you can see the table there. Swans on 33 points. But let's be quite frank about this. If they are going to win, they're probably not going to win by the 4 goals. It's going to need to take them level on goal difference with Bristol City there. So for Swans, it's a little bit more a case of padding the points total if they do win, to move them away from the sort of bottom 6 area there. they're not going to be moving up in the table unless we get some kind of very odd surprise and an absolute landslide victory for Swansea. Not sure I see that happening. Right. Shall I do teams or have we got time to do that? I'm wondering the camera on Josh Timon, who I think's already got a couple of assists since Luke Williams arrived. Ryan Fraser as well, 7 goal contributions in his last 7 appearances. Look, I will do teams just quickly before we get to kickoff. Let me move the banner. Swans, Rushworth, Darling, Wood, Humphreys, Timon, Ashby, Fulton, Patterson, Grimes, Cullen. Low for Saints, Bazunu, Walker, Peters, Howard, Bellis, Benderek, Manning, Armstrong, Downes, Smallbone. The other Armstrongs, we've got Stuart Armstrong and Adam Armstrong playing today for Saints. Che Adams and Ryan Fraser makes up the 11. Everybody's slapping hands, slapping backs, shaking hands. Everyone's friends, aren't they, on the bench? But everyone is going to want to win. Right, we are off. It is kickoff here. Swansea versus Saints. Ball just lobbed forward, and it's with Gavin Bazunu in goal for Southampton. I'm just going to angle everything a little bit over in this direction where I'm looking at my monitor, of course. Move the microphone. Normal housekeeping here. Sky Sports main event live. I am watching on. Remember, if you're watching via an internet feed, so Sky Go or Now TV or your smart TV, you might be a bit behind. I can do a timestamp if you so desire. It's going to be possession heavy, isn't it? Oh, there's one clipped over the top. Lovely ball to Fraser down the left. Get to your comments in just a sec. Southampton, all of Russ Martin's teams, always very, very patient on the ball, in no hurry to do anything, which can irk fans, but look, they're 20 games undefeated, so it's obviously working nicely. They're just circulating the ball right now. This is the Pablo Escobar derby, all about possession, Alex. But could be some attractive football on display. Saint, I bloody hope so after the horror show of a game we watched yesterday. Adam, welcome to you, fella. 2-2 draw. Amy, welcome to you. We'll try our best for you. She's talking about my Ipswich. Amy, I'm neutral today, my darling. But yeah, favour would be nice, wouldn't it? But what are you going to do? Hey, strong Saints starting 11, isn't it? Hey, these year 1 parachute teams. Very, very strong this season, all in the top 4. Could be they all finish in the top 3 as well. The ball's gone dead. We'll try and get a feel for the game and the tempo, which we expect to be methodical, maybe not too pacey. Another throw in for Southampton down the left. Swansea normally tight at home. Only lost to Borough down there in 3 months. There's Glimpse, who's a happy chappy after maybe not the most convincing Hull win last night, but a win is a win, especially away from home with a clean sheet. I'm sure we would all take that for our sides. Well, if they're playing away from home this weekend. Adam Armstrong knocks that back into the back 4. And here comes Manning. Manning lifts that into Adams, who hits that on the volley. That's a reasonable chance, isn't it? Completely shanks it wide. Che Adams is a 12, 15 million pound player from Birmingham and an international footballer. Should work the keeper there, shouldn't he? There's always it's poor technique, isn't it? Always the temptation to try and hit that as hard as you can, but it's work the keeper. You're hitting it on the volley first time. You can get a bounce on it, get it anywhere near the corner. You've got a chance. So the opening chance has gone to Southampton here, Che Adams. And we talked about Saints being overly possession happy sometimes. They've gone direct twice in this game already. And got to admit, they do look dangerous. They've started well, Saints, haven't they? Into the box goes Stuart Armstrong, but the flag must have gone up. The Swans defenders seem to have calmed down there and here. If this game is a bit dead in the second half, can we talk about favourite sandwiches? Of course we can. I'm getting a takeaway tonight, so you can make suggestions for my takeaway. New song from Millwall today. Don't Look Back, Tanganga. Is it not Tanganga? So Sally can wait. Don't look back, Tanganga. Okay, it works. It works for me. What are the rest of the words, Alex? If you want me to sing it, put them in the chat. If you don't want me to sing it, then don't do that. Look at that. Stick to football advertised on the hoardings. I'm sure any one of us who makes content there knows that that's what Neville Carragher, Keenan Wright can do in terms of marketing reach. Oof. Alistair, afternoon. Hope this game's better than the last. Wasn't good last night, Alistair, was it? I agree with you. 4:39 on the clock. 0-0. Saints the better side so far. Saints the favourites in this game. They're racking up the possession already. Bednarek to Smallbone. Walker Peters just class. Easing past two players and moving into central midfield like he's jolly good at. Manning out to Fraser. Fraser to Downes. Championship, best league in the world by far. Amen, Robin. Saints look like they mean business. Jeff, they've looked like they mean business for about 3 months now, haven't they? They've been very good, Southampton. As you'd expect for a team that's been in the Premier League for about 8 to 10 years. Don't know exactly how many. Smallbone, edge of the box. Smallbone, put a ball actually, had 3 options there ahead of him in the box. Couldn't find anything. Surely ABBA would be better. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Tanganga. I like it. I mean, let's be honest. ABBA or Oasis. Oh, into the box now comes Southampton. Armstrong stands his man up. Armstrong hits the shot. It is in to the back of the net. Che Adams has tapped it in. They've started well, Southampton, and they are an absolute machine at the moment. 6 minutes gone. It is Swansea 0, Southampton 1. I mean, that's been coming, hasn't it? They have cut through at will. It's a lovely ball. Stuart Armstrong does really well, hits the shot. Keeper doesn't do a lot wrong. I think it's Bashir Humphreys on the back stick. Adam Armstrong's movement is really good there because he draws one player across. It was Adams who played the lovely ball through in the first place. It's pretty poor from Darling in the first instance, but they're so overloaded at that point, and it's just an easy tap in for Che Adams on the back stick. We've all been saying it in the chat, haven't we, that Southampton had started really well. That just felt too easy, didn't it? Well played, Saints. They lead, and if I go to the live league table, Southampton will be above Ipswich once again. Oh, mistake at the back then and just cut out. Let me just bring that table up. Whether it's now or before the end of the season, a lot of people now are expecting Southampton to be in that top 2. And there they are. Pressure once again goes on Ipswich for Monday night. Although, as Sam Parkin and Craig on Blue Monday pointed out, oh God, they were going to be in again then. Southampton was outside of the foot from Adam Armstrong. And I think they got in the way of each other, the two Southampton players. If Swansea can't get a hold of this is going to be a comfortable victory. It's not going to be 1-0. It's going to be 2-3-4, isn't it? It's all Southampton at the moment. Let's have a look at your comments. Welcome. I'm going to be on Final Whistle, by the way, previewing Ipswich, Leicester. We can't take our eyes off Southampton at the moment. Smallbone. Adam Armstrong, Fraser block. They are murdering Swansea at the moment, Southampton. Swans just need a minute to breathe here. They're trying to play out here. Grimes, first time I've mentioned him. He's normally quite a good canary in the coal mine for how well Swans are playing. Cross curled in by Josh Timon. who is actually playing left wing back. I don't know who someone said, was it Annie who said it in the chat that looked like a back three. He's right. Yeah, it is a three at the back with Timon playing wing back. But look, and they've only been defending so far. Forward comes Fulton, and Saints get it clear. And Che Adams has held that up nicely. Can he lay this off? Oh, it's a soft free kick, but Adams buys it, takes the free kick quickly to Fraser. I think Adams was trying to just smash it against his man and get him booked for not retreating there. On we went. A bit of an elaborate back heel by Stuart Armstrong. Right, let's get some more comments on the screen. Great song that was. Don't look back, Tenganga. I heard you say. I only got that far. There you go. Hint of offside. I haven't checked yet, Sane. I haven't seen an angle from the side. Humphreys had his arm up, but hey, players stick their arm up just instinctive, don't they? Chris, not seen the goal yet. Can we get a time check? I'll give you one in 5 seconds because I'll be at 10 minutes. Or can I? Because Adam Armstrong is now on the attacking for Southampton. They are absolutely dominant. 10 minutes there. That point, sorry, I didn't give you a countdown. Get in. They're just too good. Oh, don't be sorry. Look, if Ipswich finished behind 3 year one parachute teams, you don't have to be sorry about that. We know the hierarchy here. If they're competent, you got very little chance of getting past them, given the financial disparity. So I think anyone who's followed the Championship for any length of time knows how that works. I'm at Rugby Town. Why has 3 coaches of Oldham fans turned up? I think their game's been postponed, Dan. Oh, my God, they're in again. Fraser into the box. Fraser and Armstrong. Oh, how are they not 2-0 up? I mean, it's a great save by Rushworth, but this should be 2-0. And there's no argument about that. And if this carries on like this, this could be an absolute cricket score to Southampton. It probably won't. Surely Swansea are going to come into it at some point, but I cannot believe Southampton are not 2-0 up there. They are purring. Bednarek fed in Stuart Armstrong to Adam Armstrong. What's the possession stats? 80% possession. Saints are already nearly got over 1 on the XG as well. This is just an absolute mauling so far. Harwood Bellis. Bednarek, lovely ball out to the left wing. Fraser gets to the byline, sticks the crossing, headed out by Humphreys. Lowe heads it away. Come on, Sky, give us a replay of that chance. I can't believe they haven't scored. He's onside. Fraser, who had the second chance? I can't believe Adam Armstrong hasn't scored that. He's middle of the goal. It's a great save by Rushworth, I'll give him. He jumps back up and gets his foot in the way. But Armstrong, you would have backed all day long to score that one. Ominous performance this from Southampton. They are murdering Swansea in this first 12 minutes. Wow, this is amazing. Can't believe how different we are to the start of the season. Saints 84% on the possession. Saints are like a tsunami running forward. Could get nasty. Just arrived in Sheffield. Oh, nice one, Callum. Let us know if you're going to a game this afternoon. Saints currently by far the best team in the Championship. I don't know whether the by far is exaggeration for effect there, Jeff, but they're the best team in the league at the moment, aren't they? I mean, Leicester have been amazing. Let's be honest about that. But this current Southampton run, you can't argue with that, can you? This has either 1-1 or 5-0. Yeah, exactly. You do feel they need the second goal, but they would absolutely deserve the second goal. They've been absolutely brilliant so far. Southampton, Swansea can't get near them. Armstrong into the box again, and it's gathered by Rushworth. Which team has the most seasons in the Championship? I don't know who it is at the moment. Would it be Birmingham? Someone look that up for me. I can see Southampton maybe scoring more than 3. Yeah. Arsenal 1-0 up. Rushworth. Maybe the reason this won't be a cricket score. Saints are the best at the moment. Can't argue with their form. And they've scored first more times than anybody. Fair play to Stevenage on that list there. I'm going to Leicester versus us next week in the FA Cup. Very happy I got to. Yeah, Birmingham, great sellout end there. Bristol City, maybe QPR. Here come Swansea down the left, crossed in, dealt with by Harwood Bellis. Walker Peters passes that out to Smallbone. Poor ball. Can they put some more pressure on here? Cullen trying to work it down the left. Timon can't get the cross in. Birmingham longest run, consecutive seasons. I thought it would be. Hey, it was Ipswich for a while, wasn't it? Just 16, 17, 18 years in a row. Before 4 years in League One as well. It's actually astonishing that it could take today to get to second. Well, that is a big feather in the cap of the top two. And when you think Ipswich were in League One last season, they've kept away not just a year one parachute team. We said this about Swansea and Leicester. They're not normal relegated teams. Been in the Premier League for ages. They bring hugely strong squads down, even with the fire sales. 7 shots in 15 minutes. Swung to the back post. Headed away. God, here they come again. Fraser down the left. It's a counter-attack this time. Fraser hits a good shot and Rushworth saves again. What is the shot count at the moment? Shall I bring the stats up on the screen so we can have a look? They are going to be ugly if you're a Swansea fan. You'll bloody love it if you're a Saints fan, though. They're, my God, 1.41 XG in 15 minutes. That's mental. Look at that, 78% on the possession. 6 shots on target in 15 minutes. This is just brutal, isn't it? Absolutely brutal from Southampton so far. Rushworth has it at the back, who's probably had the most touches, and they've all been saves of any Swansea player. Big header by Manning. Cleared forward again by Rushworth, flicked on by Fulton, flicked on by Lowe. Oh, that's probably going to be a yellow card, actually, for Harwood Bellis. Complete body check there. I think it was Patterson who nicked it past him, and Harwood Bellis just rugby tackles him and takes the yellow card. Yeah, definite yellow, isn't it? Well played, Patterson. That looks like their only chance now, Swansea, doesn't it? Get a man sent off and play at 10 against 11. Southampton just look miles clear at the moment. Grimes. Darling. Oh, darling. Humphreys. Please believe me. Decent press by Southampton, and Swans work it back into Rushworth. Fulton. Good little accelerate past Flynn Downes. He's giving it away there. Smallbone then in return gives it away to Grimes. Cullen. Looked like a foul there on Timon, but we've played on. Nice ball out by Nathan Wood. And they've gone in long, tried to hit Jamal Lowe. Harwood Bellis heads it back, and Bazunu runs out of his box and just hoofs it into the crowd. I'm guessing no option to buy. Do you know, I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's actually an obligation to buy. So I think, yeah, they do get Harwood Bellis if they get promoted. Delayed pilot. I think you're right about that. I think it's obligation, not option as well. Not a bad obligation. I'm a big Rushworth fan. I think he's the next Trafford. Phrasing outside. The things we do for our teams. Swansea weren't great last weekend. 2 big chances ended up being goals. How can the Swans get in this game? I've got no idea. Just got to be patient. and hope that Southampton blow up a little bit, go off the boil. But they started so well, Southampton. You'll rarely see a more dominant first 15 minutes than that. Here is Walker Peters. Oh, stop it, Ewan. Steak and kidney pie and chips. Love a bit of non-league. Not been on for a while, Chris. 33. Oh, you're very welcome, Chris. Thank you so much. 33,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Very kind, everybody. Had a bit less time actually for YouTube stuff, so we're really happy that it's still ticking over with the subscribers. Downes knocks that inside to Harwood Bellis. Walker Peters. That normal Russ Martin shape where the fullbacks come very narrow. Oh, God, they're into the box again. Armstrong knocks it back. Fraser back to Armstrong. Crosses in, small bone. And let's be frank, it is a deserved second goal and utterly dominant performance by Southampton. Good teams score tap-ins, ladies and gentlemen. Southampton scored 2. Smallbone makes it 2-0. Game over. I think it's probably quite pertinent that I mentioned the fullbacks coming inside, because then they've managed to get, and you saw it really well, the kind of 5 players forward, the whole Pep Guardiola thing. Interestingly enough, that should have been offside, actually. I mean, they played so well, they deserved the second goal. Armstrong was offside in the build-up there, isn't he? Yeah, he's clearly off by the tram line. So they got a bit lucky, Southampton, on the goal there. Smallbone taps it in. I think the pictures reveal fairly conclusively that Stuart Armstrong was offside. I'm not saying they don't deserve the second goal. They do, but that one should have been ruled out. Easy tap in. VAR would have chalked that one off for the offside, but I don't think anyone can disagree that Saints deserved a 2-0 lead despite that second goal. Clearly being offside there in the build-up. But let's not be churlish. They've been outstanding, haven't they, Southampton? And they lead 2-0. Let's have a look of some comments there. Liquid football, Alan. What else have we got? Any chance of a Benjamin Bloom greatest hits? I'm going, well, yes, please. Yeah. 0-7 over 110. Yeah, right. Yeah. 0-6 change of prediction. Said hint of offside there. Yeah, more than a hint. Yeah, he was offside, wasn't he? But look, they've got a hard job. I'm an advocate of VAR in the Championship. I know some people moan about it, but that would have ruled that goal out. But that doesn't detract from the fact that Southampton have been absolutely brilliant and probably do deserve to be 2 goals up. But yeah, the goal was offside, wasn't it? Southampton counter press is impressive. Everything about Southampton's been impressive. Armstrong was 2 yards offside. He was offside, I speak. Well, I don't think he was 2 yards offside. I think he was exaggerating there, but he was offside. I think the point stands. Norwich fans complain we parked the bus against this. I hope we watch. Yeah, right. Yeah. Park that bus. Manning. Armstrong. Manning. Advantage played as a body check on Fraser. It's worked out all right. He's still on the ball. Harwood Bellis. Downes. Little cross in, headed out by Humphreys. And doesn't agree with me on VAR. I know we're fairly split on that one, aren't we? All opinions are allowed, and it is a goal kick. Swansea 0, Southampton 2. So it looks like Southampton are going to be going into second again. I've got to admit, even as an Ipswich fan, it does feel inevitable that Southampton are going to end up in the top 2. They've just been, incessant, relentless, whatever words you want to use, since they figured out the transfer window and all of that good stuff. Yeah. Update my prediction. When I said 3-0, I meant in the first half hour. Right. It's a difficult one for Southampton, isn't it? Because do you keep your foot on or do you fall back a little bit? That's only natural when you get that 2-goal lead and try and reserve some energy. You don't want to punch yourself out and leave yourself knackered. Dylan, timestamp. Dylan, let me do it. I'll do it for 25 minutes. Someone remind me in about 45 seconds. We'll do a timestamp. Yeah, it sounds like the internet and everyone's apps are way behind today. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So it looks fairly certain it's going to be 21 games undefeated. Both me and Sam Parkin and I predicted that Southampton's unbeaten record would continue. I predicted a 3-0 win, which is looking all right at the moment, isn't it? Harwood Bellis knocked back into Bazunu. Smallbone. Downes. Oh, what a pass by Downes. Beautiful by the ex-Ipswich man. Fraser, another ex-Ipswich man. Armstrong, great block. Sorry, we just went over 25 minutes. Sorry, Dylan in the chat. Southampton are playing brilliantly. It's absolute men against boys, this. If it was 4-0 at half-time, you couldn't complain if you're a Swansea fan, could you? And to that Norwich fan in the chat saying about the fact they parked the bus, just seems a wise idea at the moment against this lot. Corner to Saints. Stuart Armstrong puts it into the near post. I think that came off Grimes. No, or maybe Grimes got pulled over there. Right, Dylan, I promise, mate, I'm going to give you your time sync now. We're going to be at 26 minutes. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1 on my Sky Sports main event feed. Going to be at 26 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Sync. Get yourself lined up with me. Southampton are exactly what Leeds fans were telling us they would be when it clicks. They'd be incredible. The players they have, you'd think Leeds will click at some point. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad for Leeds, their points total, if they haven't clicked yet. But I know what you mean. We've all seen what Daniel Farker has produced in the Championship before. And if he can do that with those Leeds players, they will pile the points on. Here comes Timon. Oh, we should have turned out. Oh, great strike by... it was Timon in the end. Why didn't... Who was it? Was it Patterson in the box there? Or was it Cullen? Patterson, I think, is just onside. He gets knocked inside. Go on your right foot there. Who was that? It was Cullen. I think if he had his time over again, he would quickly spin on his right foot and hit the shot. He knocked it back to Josh Timon, who had to... curl it with the outside of his left foot, put it over the bar. Led Zepp, as a Leeds fan, I'm starting to think we're more likely to catch Leicester than Southampton. Fair comment. Yeah. Southampton look outstanding today, don't they? Bednarek. Here is Flynn Downes. Driving forward through central midfield. Downes has won it back and found Ryan Fraser, who's also had a ton of touches in this game. Armstrong, one Armstrong to the other. Che Adams in the box. Good tracking back by Jamal Lowe. Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters hits the shot. They've got the block on there. Walker-Peters goes down in the box. He continues, takes on Jamal Lowe. Walker-Peters, oh my God. Jamal Lowe did well then because he's against... Walker-Peters, who maybe in terms of transfer value, Walker-Peters might actually be the highest value player in the entire division. We can debate, maybe Dewsbury Hall, I don't know. Looked like he could possibly bring him down for the penno there, but he did not. And yeah, just living on their nerves, aren't they? Trying to stop the endless flow of Southampton attacks here. Corner goes in, headed half clear. Walker-Peters, edge of the box. Manning. Oh, Manning. Oh, my God. Stuart Armstrong hits the shot straight at Rushworth. Should have crossed it. This is so one-sided. Oh dear. We were berating the Hull visit and the Hull win at Sunderland last night, saying they didn't make any chances. There's probably been, I'm not joking, 15 more openings. Oh, Rushworth. Oh my goodness me, nearly got closed down by Fraser. What was I saying? There's nearly been 15 more openings in terms of players getting in good positions in penalty box or final third in the first 30 minutes of this game than there was in the entire game last night. To be fair, the gap gets any smaller than Leeds. Now I can only see it growing. Southampton, the only team that really concern me. Is it really 2.5 XG? Oh my goodness. Normally with XG, if you don't follow the XG, if a team gets 3 XG in a game, they have created loads of chances. And Southampton are at 2.5 within the first third of this game. This must be a painful watch. For Swansea, yeah, I mean, in defence of Swansea, at least they're sticking to their guns and playing their football, which will work against maybe the teams that don't have a year one parachute payment and a Premier League squad built over. Someone tell me how many seasons were Southampton in the Premier League? I've got it in my head that maybe 10 years. Were Leicester 8? I don't know. You tell me. Adam Armstrong pokes that forward. Ryan Fraser against Darling. Darling does well. There you go. 11. This is the thing with Southampton and Leicester. Yeah, 11 and 8. Yeah, thanks, guys. Normally, relegated teams are either circling the drain or, yo-yoing, frankly, aren't they? We've had, no offence to Fulham or West Brom or Norwich, and they can't get a chance to build up a really good squad. Whereas if you look at some of the assets that Southampton and Leicester particularly have brought down, these are 20, 30, 40 million pound players, some of them, and they've kept them and playing them in the Championship. Go figure how good they can be. And that's with selling 3 or 4 of them, both sides as well, to start in, that transfer window. Foul by Jay Fulton. Has any team in the Championship got over 90 points and not been automatically promoted? I think Charlton got 90. No, Sunderland. Or did they get 89? Someone look that up for me. When Sunderland lost in the playoffs, drew 4-4 with Charlton in the final, I think it was 98. I think they got 90 points. If they didn't, they got 89. Crossed in looking for Armstrong. Ooh, falls to Stuart Armstrong, headed away by Cullen. Oh, flicked on. Adam Armstrong trying to find space in the box. Oh, my God. How has that not gone in? Adam Armstrong has had 2 shots from literally 4 yards from goal or 4 yards from the keeper at least. Rushworth's playing really well, the Swans keeper, to be fair. I think there was an offside shout on that one as well. Really good from Rushworth. He does well there, Adam Armstrong. He might have been offside. I need to see the angle again from the side. It's amazing to say it, considering they're 2-0 down. Swans keeper has played well. If Walker Peters goes and they lose Armstrong Adams, could they potentially not get potentially, James? If it was really late in the window, that'd be so silly, though. I think you've got to say, if those star players, if they get the big bids that they want, and there's still 4 or 5 days left to bring somebody else in to make the replacement, I don't want to be scrambling on the last day with that. Oh, lovely ball around the corner. Smallbone crosses near post. Good clearance again. I think it was Darling across on the cover. They're just pulling them from limb from limb here, aren't they? Still got Ross Stewart to come in. We don't think we'll see Ross Stewart. There you go. Thank you, Alex. 90 Sunderland. I knew I'd been asked that question before. So, yeah, Sunderland, I think, are the only team, certainly in the Premier League era since 92, to have got 90 and not go up automatically. Middlesbrough and Forest went up that season. And Sunderland, bless them, lost in the playoffs. Walker Peters tries to pop the cross in. 33:57 on the clock, guys. One of the most one-sided football matches you'll ever see this. And I'm not having a pop at Swansea, just Southampton are just leagues apart here. Adam Armstrong, Manning, Fraser into the box, Stuart Armstrong, Adam Armstrong, Smallbone. They're taking the mickey here, aren't they? Smallbone tries to poke it with the outside of his right foot. They're almost overplaying it now. They're having so much possession. Walker Peters, Downes, Harwood Bellis, Manning, Walker Peters. Nice little sidestep by Walker Peters. Fraser, Stuart Armstrong, Walker Peters. They just can't get near the ball, can they? Harwood Bellis. This is already about 25 passes, I reckon. And they've gone back into the centre halves. Harwood Bellis off Bednarek. I will say Vestergaard at some point. Don't know why I always get those two muddled up. They're circulating the ball. It's not even worth my while calling the passes as they happen. They're taking the piss here. Well, if you talk about taking the mick, they're without Sulemana, Ediosi, Stewart and Bree. Dear oh me. To the byline, in comes the cross, and finally Swans get a touch on the ball. It's reloaded though. Walker Peters, lovely ball. Adams. Wow. They look absolutely brilliant, Southampton. Training drill. MW, excuse me. Yes, Benny lad, top man. He's got his Leeds badge there. He's not going to be pleased with how well Southampton are playing, is he? Walker Peters with the throw-in. 14 shots to 1. And Luke, that is not the full-time number either, is it? My God. Bednarek. Harwood Bellis. Walker Peters. Nice one. And I'll see you on Monday, mate, to grab that ticket off you, or I'll see you tomorrow for Leeds Preston. Leeds have got a hard act to follow here, I tell you. Goodness me. Grimes. Fair tackle by Downes. Just got his body in the way. Oh, here comes Adam Armstrong. God, they got 3 in the box as well. It falls to Che Adams. Adams hits the shot, deflected to Adam Armstrong again, puts it across the box. Genuinely, how this is not 3 or 4-0, I don't know. I really, really don't know. Callum, facing either Ipswich or Leeds over 2 legs intrigues me as Saints looks like they'll take second. Honestly, I think, given how good the year 1 parachute teams are, whichever one doesn't make the top 2, assuming Leicester well, one of them has to miss out, you'd almost want them to get Robbins or Corber on, who could just defend against them. Corner comes in, headed half clear. Lowe gets something on it. Patterson. Here comes Southampton again. Manning, lovely reverse ball. Smallbone, loads of time and space. Oh, it's deflected into the side netting. You think I'm exaggerating? This could be 5-0 already at minute 38. I promise you. Sorry, I haven't looked at my match bingo card. There's been so much action in this game that I've barely looked at it. In play, what have we got? View cards. Oh, no one's got the first prize part. I'm not looking great. I've got 2 on each line, to be honest, but that's my match bingo card. I haven't had time to speak about it because Southampton have been attacking incessantly for about 40 minutes, haven't they? Can Swans counter-attack? Here's Timon. Patterson. Manning gets a foot in. Adam hopes Blackburn will win today. Good luck to your Rovers, Adam. Humphreys plays it back to Rushworth, who's played really well, hasn't he? Rushworth's made about 4 good saves already. Freckles boy. Since the Americans brought into Swansea, they've gone downhill big time. It's kind of been a slow descent as their parachute payments ran out, and here they are now trying to reset. Well, firstly under Mike Duff, but now under Luke Williams. Humphreys, nice ball. Fulton. A rare spot of possession here for Swans. Oh, nicely worked down the right-hand side. In goes the cross early. Oh, Lowe comes out to get it. Did Lowe get fouled? It doesn't matter. And unbelievably, Jamie Patterson has scored for Swansea. There is no way there's been 1 goal in this game, but the scoreline now tells me there is 1 goal in this game. It's Swansea 1, Southampton 2. Amazing. Well, would you believe it? It looks like Lowe's offside, actually, from the first cross. I wonder whether Bazunu might have a penalty given against him. It's then recycled. Yeah, I think it would have been surely it would have been a penalty if they hadn't recycled it and scored. Bazunu, yeah, he just jumps into Jamal Lowe and doesn't get the ball, but it's recycled by Cullen. And it is 2-1, headed in by Jamie Patterson in the end. So a bit of a strange goal, that, because I thought Lowe was offside to begin with. Then I thought Bazunu fouled Lowe, which would have been a penalty, wouldn't it? And then it's headed in. And quite how there's only 1 goal in this game, I can't believe. But there you go. Swansea 1, Southampton 2. Patterson is the goal scorer. Sky just showing it us again. Yeah, he's definitely offside, isn't he? Just leaning ahead. I mean, hey, maybe if you got the VAR freeze frame. Maybe there's an argument now. Sky are they saying, did it hit Lowe's arm as well? I don't think you could flag that for handball, being he's in a 50-50 challenge with a goalkeeper who's just about to clatter him. My first instinct was that a penalty? But the ball goes into the back of the net. Looks like Jamal Lowe is okay. Let me know your thoughts on that goal. And it is now Swansea 1, Southampton 2. I've got to admit, much to my surprise. They're in the game in terms of the scoreline. They've not been in the game at all. They've been absolutely dominated, but it is what it is. I think Lowe's going to continue. He's just bimbling over to the touchline. That will mean we're going to get about 3 minutes, 4 minutes probably of stoppage time, which is not good for my match bingo card. Here is Kyle Walker-Peters. I mean, we've had a goal for Swansea, and I assume we're going to get normal service resuming in terms of Southampton being on the ball. And yeah, can they just sit in and hit on the counter? I guess Swansea, they're only a goal behind, amazingly, in this one. Afternoon, Joey. Good day to you, sir. Good to have you here. Fraser into the channel. They've found him a million times, haven't they? You wonder whether they'd be better off with a back four. I know you kind of feel like you're getting the extra man, but if there's loads of space down the channels, then at what cost? Let me know how many minutes of stoppage time you think there's going to be. I reckon there might be 4, given that stoppage just then. Stuart Armstrong into the box. Little knockoff. Downes hits the shot. And it flies into the far corner. He scored against his old club. It did feel a bit odd that Southampton only had a 1-goal lead. It did not last long. Flynn Downes drills it in, and they have a 2-goal lead again. 3-1. A 4th first half goal for us here. Let's take a deflection, or does it go in clean? It's a good hit by Downes from the edge of the box. Yeah, it gets a little deflection, doesn't it? Off. Is it low, charging him down? To be honest, it doesn't make that much difference, the deflection. I don't think it changes the line of the shot too much. If anything, it knocks it lower, closer to Rushworth. Hey, you never know. It might have swerved outwards and wide. I've got to say, Southampton do deserve to go in at halftime with at least a 2-goal lead. So it would have been a bit strange had it been 1. And it is now back to 2. 4 first half goals, everyone. That's always good fun, isn't it? The 3-2 is looking on. There you go, Liam. Ryan at the game, embarrassing from Swans. Southampton are so good. I don't know. Maybe you're being a bit harsh on Swansea there. I just think Southampton are just at it, aren't they? They've been brilliant, haven't they? And I feel they deserve a 2-goal lead. Although in comes another cross into their own box. And here they come. No, not on the break. They played it back to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters travels down the right-hand side. How has he still got the ball? Oh, that's not a good tackle by Fulton. He's going to get a yellow card for that from referee Langford. Downes scoring on his birthday. Yeah. I know Flynn Downes only too well from his Ipswich days. He's pretty much an old school hybrid box to box, can do a bit of everything midfielder. Adam Armstrong takes the free kick early, really poor, and Harry Darling can head that back. Birthday boy Downes. Happy birthday to him. There you go. Oh, poor throw out by Rushworth. Armstrong. Oh, lovely ball in. Oh, great ball by Adam Armstrong there. Poor first touch by Stuart Armstrong. It's a brilliant pass by Adam Armstrong, isn't it? Just lifts it over the defensive line. What a ball. And okay, we're asking a lot, but these are essentially Premier League players, aren't they, for Southampton? And you think he could kill that one. And if he does kill that one, 4-1, jobs are good. And it was 5 minutes stoppage time in the end. And we are 47:45 on the clock. So it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds of minimum stoppage time remaining. I think Darling has just clattered Stuart Armstrong. Downes sucking the hope from his old team. Well, that's his job. 10 shots on target in the first half. 40 touches in the opposition box. Crazy halftime statistics here. Swansea 1, Southampton 3. There's a little feed through. Adam Armstrong knocks it off, gets it back from Fraser. Adam Armstrong steps inside. Manning onto Fraser. Stuart Armstrong. Manning turns and hits the shot, which gives me, smacks it over the bar, by the way, gives me the opportunity to ask if we could do a like spike for the first time today. I'm going to hit the button, guys. You've got 9 seconds. If everyone could hit like, that really, really helps us out big style. You've got 9 seconds to hit that thumbs up. We're on 26 at the moment. Let's see if we can bump that total. Time for a like spike. Thank you for all your support. It does make a difference if you do hit the thumbs up button if you are indeed watching right now. We'll hope that number swells a little bit. And thank you, of course, to all the people who've hit like already. There you go. 41. Thank you, guys. Muchly, muchly appreciated. And we are 10 seconds from the minimum stoppage time ending. Oh, horrible giveaway. Here's Cullen. Che Adams, was it him who gave it away? Trying his best to win it back. And the half is going to end, is it, with a Swansea attack? Free kick given for a foul by Adam Armstrong. And they're going to have a chance to stick it in the box with the last kick of the first half. Yeah, it's a bit of a silly tackle by Armstrong. I call that a soft free kick, which is not, as I had to explain on the Blue Monday podcast the other day, me saying it wasn't a free kick, just an easily preventable one, let's just say. Grimes then would be incredible if they could score and go back to within 1 goal deficit. But it's headed away by Bednarek. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half-time. Outstanding first half performance by Southampton. Have been absolutely brilliant. Dominated from start to finish in the half. The idea that they were only 1 goal ahead for a short period of time was a bit crazy. Such was the Southampton dominance. Che Adams tap in early in the game, 7th minute. Smallbone made it 2-0. Stuart Armstrong was offside in the build-up, but mistake there by the officials. But I think that does get evened out in the second goal when, the next goal, let's talk about it, where Jamal Lowe is offside as the cross goes in. Bit of a weird goal because I thought it could have been a penalty, actually. I thought Bazunu possibly fouled, just clumsily jumped into Jamal Lowe and caught him, but it didn't matter because Cullen lifts it in and Patson heads home. It was incredible that it was 2-1. I thought 4-0 would have been a more likely scoreline by that point rather than 2-1. Flynn Downes drills ones in against his old club on his birthday. How about that? Not only do Southampton deserve their lead, they probably deserve to be, at least 2 in front. If this was 3-0, I don't think anyone would say Southampton didn't deserve that giant deficit. They've been absolutely fantastic, haven't they? So I'm going to go make a coffee and I will be back in 3 minutes. How long is it now? 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Don't worry, I'm going to set I was late yesterday. Blame the coffee machine in my kitchen. So we'll try and do this properly. I'll set the timer, but fill the chat with questions. We'll do some halftime Q&A, and I will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I made it in time today. How about that? Get your questions in for half time. Just have a quick recap. 3-1 in terms of Swansea versus Southampton. Look at that shot map. Look at that. Absolutely dominant from Saints, 70% possession, 2.96 XG already recorded, 10 shots on target to 1, and Swansea have scored their 1 shot on target. Shall we go to some questions? Yasmin, can we see the live game, please? Yes, you just have to pay a lovely company called Sky TV some money. You can watch it on your TV, but no, I'm not going to illegally show the game here. Adam, that was about as dominant as a half of football as I've seen all season. 1-3 is flattering to the Swans. Yep, totally agree. Adam, Southampton have been utterly dominant. Is this Saints team better than last season's Burnley? Oh, it's so hard to say, isn't it? Really hard comparison that. I mean, we're talking about Saints at their absolute peak. They're 21 undefeated, and they've just played potentially the best half of football, certainly televised live, that we've probably seen. So it's very, very hard to say, isn't it? I'll swerve that one. But hey, what did Burnley get? Burnley get 100 points in the end. Did they get 101 or something like that? I should remind myself how many points Burnley got last season. I think I can find that out relatively quickly if I click on table and then change year. Yeah, 101 points. So I think you just have to respect what Burnley did. And, you know, any team that's getting 100 points has done absolutely outstandingly well, haven't they? Do you reckon the way we're playing right now, we can beat Leicester and Leeds away? Yeah. So I think Southampton can beat anybody at the moment. It's just whether, because it would just be like a Premier League game when Southampton play. Obviously, Swansea just absolutely don't have the level of player Southampton does. And I'm not saying Southampton aren't well coached. Of course they are, and they're doing really well. But whereas Leeds and Leicester, you would think, can definitely be much closer than Swansea are today. So they should be really, really good games. And any result I would say is plausible in any of those games. What else have we got here? Questions. Delayed pilot. Is Downes a long-term Premier League player, do you reckon? Did seem like Moyes was thinking he'd be the Rice replacement. Yes, I do think he's a long-term Premier League player. I saw Flynn Downes' debut for Ipswich against Birmingham 2017, August. And he just started the game. He was just ready at the start of the season. And you could see this guy's a player. He looked pretty naturally on it, didn't he? So, not quite worked out at West Ham for him to be loaned back, but I think he's a Premier League player. Yeah. Saints 194. What's the general feeling in Ipswich for the second half of the season? Well, we're not second half of the season. There's only going to be 18 games to go after this, so we're closing in on the sort of final quarter, aren't we? I don't know. Try and keep as close to what they've been doing as they've been doing. Look, I've said it many times. You would have predicted before the season a promoted League One team. Again, if the Year One parachute teams are competent, shouldn't really be within 25 points, should they? You'd think a competent Year One parachute team would score 90 points, wouldn't you? And you would think a League One promoted team who's had a good season should get about 65 and be, I don't know, 11th or 10th or something like that with 65 points. So what they've done has been miraculous. Look, if Ipswich draw against Leicester, they'll go into the final 18 games knowing they just have to match Southampton's points total over 18 games to finish above them. The problem is that Southampton are whacking on the points like no one's business. So what we could get this season is Ipswich could be absolutely outstanding and finish fourth. And sometimes you just have to say in life, if you're a poker player, you'll know that you can play your hand perfectly, absolutely perfectly, and not win in poker. And I think you just have to say that in the current system, if the year one parachute teams do well, there's not much you can do about it, is there? You know, they've just got levels of players above. They've got way more money, the experience, and especially with Leicester and Southampton having been up for 11 and 8 years, accumulating great players like they have. There's not a lot you can do about it. So that would be my take on the final portion of the season. Jack, what do you think the odds are of all three relegated Premier League clubs being promoted back up? High. High is all I would say. But you never know in the playoffs. And I happen to think it would be a Corberon or a Robbins rather than a McKenna, a Carrick or a Rossini that could beat Leeds, Leicester or Southampton in a playoff game. I'll be honest. I don't think Leicester are going to finish any lower than. I still think they'll finish first, but it's just possibly going to get a bit closer with Southampton being there this season. What else have we got in the chat? Callum, do you think the EFL will do something about parachute payment teams dominating the Championship every season? The problem is the EFL can't do anything about the parachute payment teams because it's not their decision. It's the Premier League giving them the money. So, you know, Vega, if you play your hand perfectly and still lose your hand, you've played the man wrong. Yeah, true. But sometimes there's nothing you can do. Was the point I was making. Don't take any of my metaphors perfectly literally. The point I was trying to make, and I think I did make, and I think you might be being a little bit pedantic there, is that you can be very proud if all of the year one parachute teams are competent and you finish fourth. You can say, fair dues, we couldn't have done much more, could we? Freddie, Ben, who do you think is coming down from the Premier League right now? Oof. I'll plead the fifth on that until we find out whether there's going to be any more points deductions coming. I wouldn't want West Brom in the playoffs. No, there'll be a tough old opponent. Are you coming down the den on Valentine's Day? I am never going to get a pass to go to the football on Valentine's Day, Alex. So that'll be a no straight away. Chris, the advantage the first year parachute teams has grown to ridiculous proportions. We all know that, Chris. You know as well as I do that I think Rick Parry was saying the other day, this season it'll be something like 50 million if you've got a year one parachute payment. And if you don't, like 6 or 7 million. So it is just absurd now, the disparity between one team and the other. But yeah, hopefully it can be sorted out, can it? No one would ever be pedantic, would they, Russell? Long time no see, my friends. John, top three will all get 100 points. Is that possible? Is there enough points to go round? I'm sure it's possible, but yeah, that'd be something, wouldn't it? Adam Armstrong looks a completely different player in the Championship than the Premier League. I never knew he was this good. Yeah, almost like it's easier saying, isn't it? No, he was really good for Blackburn. So this is not a surprise to me. But to be fair to Saint's comment there, to see him dropping in and playing those balls over the top rather than just being a runner in behind and a finisher, he's been really, really decent. What else have we got in here? Just got back. What have I missed? Southampton absolutely dominating. Independent regulators won't be able to do jack about. I think they will, Mr. Vega, who's enjoying very much. He's our weekly pedant here. Unless Premier League allows profit sharing with lower tier. I've got no idea what that means, but I don't agree with the sentiment that that the independent regulator wouldn't be able to do something, they would. They'd be able to change the distribution, which is what everybody is looking for. Right, I think we are ready to go. Thank you for all the questions in the halftime Q&A. We are just about ready to go in the second half, and we are off. What you can do, guys, is you can have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to do our predictions for full time. So probably get some cricket scores in here. Try and make them sensible rather than just put in 6-1, 7-1 ad infinitum. But as the cross goes in, Harwood Bellis deals with it. You got 16 seconds. Get your final score predictions in. Go! Right, before we get to your predictions, let me rattle through the teams real quick. We'll get into the second half, I promise. We are a minute in. There we go. So the ball is back with Rushworth, a name we mentioned many times in the first half while he was making lots of saves. Rushworth in goal for Swans, Darlingwood, Humphreys, Timon and Ashby wide, Grimes and Fulton, Patterson, Cullen and Lowe. For Saints, Bazunu, Walker Peters, Howard Bellis, Benarek, Manning, Smallbone, Downes, Armstrong, Fraser, Adams, and the other Armstrong, Stewart and Adam. Obviously, right. Let's get into some predictions in a minute. Let's just... Timon feeds that one through. Patterson's in the box. Patterson gets it on his right foot. Does not miss by much. Bends that right-footed there. Kind of more attacking already in the second half, I think, than Swansea did in the entire of the first half. Patterson, the goal scorer, obviously, from that real brief breakaway. Nice feet. There we go. Just really quickly on match bingo, that's how I am looking. Nobody has claimed the first line yet. So what am I needing? Down the bottom there, 1 minute injury time. That's not coming till the end, and a corner awarded. Looks like I might need action elsewhere there on my match bingo card there, for sure. Right, did we get some predictions going up here? Here is Jamal Lowe. Crosses in. Right, let's get some predictions. Yeah, it could be some ridiculous ones. Click through all of those. 6-1, 4-2, 4-1, 3-3, 6-2, 5-2, 4-2. There we go. Cross comes in low. Oh, goodness me. Rushworth got a fingertip on that, which took it like just behind Che Adams. If he didn't, Adams has got his second tap-in of the game. Rossi, as a Leeds fan, I'm worried we ain't catching Leicester or Southampton now. Well, long way to go, but I can see why you would feel that, as Leicester have already got a record-breaking total on the board, and Southampton are 21 games undefeated. What a season, hey? Long ball forward. Offside flag goes up against Harrison Ashby, the right wing back. We're just going to get another look at this one from Rushworth, just tipped away from Adams. Oh, that's really good goalkeeping, isn't it? He's played a blinder, despite the fact Southampton could have probably scored about 8 goals already. Rushworth's played really well in net, hasn't he? Manning. Oh, given away by Southampton. Patterson. Downes does really well to nick it back off Patterson. Lovely feet on the edge of the box there by Smallbone, who can drive away up the pitch. He's carried it 20, 30 metres, Smallbone. Walker Peters. Sorry, let me just angle myself back this way. They've had to turn back inside. Harwood Bellis back to Smallbone. And Flynn Downes, lovely ball, just switches to play to Ryan Fraser, who's into the box. Fraser, oof. Manning hits the shot. Be interesting to see where that was headed. Nathan Wood gets something on it. That's a good effort, that, by Manning. And Wood, it's difficult, that, because sometimes if you don't get a very good head on it, you completely stitch your keeper up and deflect it into the opposite corner. Crossed in, easy gather for Ashby. Vega, to think Russ Martin probably gets sacked if he loses against Leeds, 4 straight losses instead. They destroyed us 3-0, haven't looked back. Not sure he would have been sacked, but I was there. I don't know if that was the midweek. I was there watching Ipswich won at Southampton, and it wasn't working, and the fans weren't behind it. But yeah, I think that I don't know what round that game was. I don't think Southampton would have sacked Russ Martin in September or whenever it was, but certainly that was the start of the run, wasn't it? And looking at this, they would have been completely stupid to do that, regardless, wouldn't they? Rushworth goes long out to the byline. Cullen cannot control that on his chest. Little one round the corner by Walker Peters. Slide up the line for Smallbone. It runs right down the touchline there, and then in the end, just goes out of play. And the ball is with Bashir Humphreys. And it is back with Carl Rushworth once again. Humphreys getting a bit more of the ball this half, Swansea. Would have been hard to have had less of it. Pete, we could be seeing a season where 4 teams hit 90-plus points. It looks like 3 for sure. God, imagine all 4 did it. That'd be crazy, crazy. Talk about wrong place, wrong time. Happened to Ipswich last season where 3 teams got 90 in League One. Sheffield Wednesday didn't go automatically up with 96. Crazy. Downes, Smallbone, Armstrong, Smallbone, Downes, Harwood Bellis. Pushed back by Swansea. And Gavin Bazunu has got it. He knocks it out to Manning. And Downes goes back home to Bazunu. Joe, why have Ipswich let Ladapo go when so short on strikers? 2 reasons, I guess. One, they feel like he's 3rd or 4th in terms of Jackson, and then they even put Marcus Harness on ahead of him. Oof. Try to slide through to Smallbone, and then Humphreys clears it. And you'd presume they've got somebody else lined up to come in. They wouldn't be letting him out the door if that wasn't the case. But surplus to requirements, Ladapo at Ipswich, you would think was the feeling, despite doing a fab job for them last season. Walker Peters, Armstrong, Adam, that was. Harwood Bellis. give and go with Manning, but back into their own half they go. Bednarek, and they've gone all the way home to Gavin Bazunu. Smallbone plays that one up the line. Downes has found a pocket over to the right. Lovely rotation in midfield from Southampton central midfield players today. Manning. Howard Bellis to Smallbone. As this one goes long into the channel, they come down the right with Adam Armstrong. Armstrong crosses it left-footed. Humphreys gets a header on it. Did he cross it or did he shoot then? Do you think there'll be a championship season better than 18-19? That was the one, wasn't it? Hell of a season, that. Just in terms of the narratives, possibly not. But if we're talking about stacking up high points totals, this one might be it. If you guys are right that we get 4 teams around the 90-point mark, and a couple of them well above it from what we're projecting at the moment. 3-0 Arsenal, game, set, match. Saints are so fluid. Yes. Corner. Swung in left-footed by Manning. It's gone all the way to the back stick. Bednarek. Bednarek into Walker-Peters, into the box. Walker-Peters curls the shot. Oof. Takes a deflection, lands on the roof of the net as the rain starts to pour in sunny South Wales, I guess. Harry Darling just got his body open, got his left foot there to get the block on. It's going to be another corner to Southampton. Cleared, and then helped on by Jamal Lowe. And Ashby tried to get it across the pitch, couldn't quite pull what was an ambitious reverse pass there. Random memory, Nathan Dyer calling Swansea the Arsenal of the Championship. He's in the studio with Prutton and who else is it today? Ainsworth. How about that? It's one of the sad things about doing this. I've got to have my earphones in and the sound off. So I don't get to hear the pearls of wisdom from Nathan Dyer and Gareth Ainsworth and good old Prutz in the Sky studio today. Right, so we try and do a roll call. I need you to do something for me. You've got 15 seconds when I hit the button. No silly answers, please. I won't read them. Just type the name of the team you support. I am genuinely interested to see who we've got represented here. And I want to give everybody a shout out as Walker-Peters cuts that out. They're still on the attack, so hold that thought 1 second, guys. Lowe. Ashby. We'll do it in just a minute. Don't worry. Ashby, Patterson. Patterson's first pass blocked and his second. That's out for a throw. Roll call time. Type the name of the team you support. Go. 15 seconds. Right, let's give a shout out to some of your teams as we'll let it go a little bit longer. Taylor Harwood Bellis is coming off. Jack Stevens coming on. Not sure why they've done that. Right, let's give a shout out to as many of your teams as we can. Here we go. Right, Ipswich, Cardiff, Ipswich, Leeds, Reading, Saints, Ajax, Leeds, Newcastle, Melbourne Victory, Leeds, MK, Ipswich, Leeds, Watford, Norwich, Leeds, they're everywhere. Fulham, Wraith Rovers, tremendous. Cardiff, Hull, Watford, Bayer Leverkusen, Hull, Cardiff, Norwich, Leeds, Ipswich, Cardiff, Leeds, Liverpool, Birmingham stroke Indiana Hoosiers. You love to see it. Saints, Cardiff, Leeds, Ipswich, Norwich, Leeds. There we go. Many teams represented there. Thank you all for joining us. And hopefully we can make this a lovely place where fans of many different championship clubs are all here to join us. We really appreciate it. As the hour mark comes up, we're going to have a little injury hold anyway. So annoyingly, I could have done the roll call 30 seconds later there. It's almost like I don't know what's about to happen in this football match. Swansea 1, Southampton 3. Norwich, there we go. Put another shout out there, WPK. Appreciate all your support. Ben, if Ipswich go up, will the ground be expanded or redeveloped? I think so, yeah. They've done quite a lot since the new owners came in anyway. So I think whatever happens, they'll keep developing it. But in terms of the size, don't know. We've got two very old stands going down the side of the pitch. That could do with a little bit of looking at, let's just say. Stevens, Stuart Armstrong, nice feat by Fraser. Here is Smallbone. Championship, highest points for third place. There we go, 90. Yes, we had this come up earlier, Chris, in the show. That famous Sunderland team of Quinn and Phillips. And I spoke to Kevin Phillips about it on the channel, actually. 90 points and missed out on automatic promotion. I think Chris's point is that record is getting beaten this season. I think we all agree with him there. Oh, Stuart Armstrong feeding. Can Fraser keep it in? Yes, he can. Oh, right into the heart of the 6-yard box. Good clearance. Is it Timon on the cover there? Chris, does Russ Martin have what it takes to be a successful Premier League manager? I think so. He's just got so much to prove this season because he's got to deliver all that potential for Russ Martin, and he's frankly just finished in the middle of the table all the times, and he needs to deliver this promotion this season, doesn't he? When he's got a year one parachute team, get the job done, justify the hype. I like him, but he's got to deliver this season, hasn't he? Portman Road, what's the capacity? I can't remember, like 30,000 and a bit. I think. I don't know the exact number. One of the Ipswich fans in the chat will know. Probably should know that. Not one of the nerdy things I know, to be honest. Alistair, thank God our game is going ahead today. Any tennis balls today? Any protests from the Reading lot today? Referee Langford has just stopped this game. Jamal Lowe is down. Just sat on his backside. Looks like he's done. Team news in 3 minutes. Yes, it is. Let us know if your team's playing at 3 p.m. Ben, if Ipswich end up in the playoffs, would you rather face Leeds or Norwich in the final? Norwich. But look, if Ipswich get to the playoff final, I'll be so proud going from League One to playoff final in one season that I don't really care who they play. Just enjoy it. I think Patino is coming on for Swansea. Just listening intently to his instructions from Luke Williams. Will Albion get the playoffs? I think so. Yeah. I think Corberon. Honestly, probably pound for pound, Corberon's there with McKenna. I mean, it's hard to argue against McKenna being Ipswich from League One into the automatic race. I think then pound for pound, you'd say Corberon is probably doing the best job given West Brom's financial struggles. I think if Maresca breaks the points record, he'll be the manager of the season. But just trying to work it all out pound for pound on expectations. I think I predicted Leicester would be first. You'd expect them to be there. It's just how many points they score, isn't it? Right, couple of substitutes then. A few tennis balls we're expecting. Not a full set. That is Yannick Bolasie. Wow, you can still find him. God, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I last saw Yannick Bolasie play for Aston Villa. Is that right? In 2018, I think. Trying to say Championship has never had 4 teams getting 90 points or 2 teams getting more than 93. Surely those records will be smashed. At least one of those records, I think, is going to be smashed. I'm not sure 4 teams will get 90 points, but I think 3 might. A lot of points to go around. We'll see. I love Carlos on the sideline, like Jim Carrey is managing. Good point. Foul on. Well, no foul on Walker Peters there. Sorry, the 2 subs there, Bolasie and Patino in, Ashby and Cullen out. So Bolassie's going to play left wing. Who's going to play right wing back then? Or are they going to go to a back 4? I wonder. Oh, Adam Armstrong is in. And, the offside flag. I was going to say, how has he not scored? But the offside flag goes up. He did manage to take it around Rushworth in the end. Yeah, he's just offside. Well done, linesman, in a game where we think 2 of the goals probably could have been scrubbed off. The Swansea goal and the second Southampton goal were offside, looking at the replays. I'm an advocate of helping the officials rather than yelling at them. So, yeah, I don't blame them. It's difficult. You're not going to get everything right, especially tight offside calls in real time with players sprinting everywhere. Quick update on match bingo. Oh, my top line has moved a little bit. No one. Oh, yes, they have. First line has been claimed. How annoying. Claimed by Bingo Little 24. We're in the market for 2 lines now. Disappointing. Could Ipswich justify a 50,000 seater? No, I don't think so. I think they could add a little bit more on, but it's difficult, isn't it? We all know with our teams that if the team's winning and the football's good, the stadium's full. But yeah, what do you do if that's not the case and it's half empty? Armstrong, Adam, corner of the box, clips it in left-footed. Fraser! Oh, that's a big chance. Fraser, to give him credit, the cross is floaty, so he's waiting for it to come down, and then he doesn't let the ball hit the ground and really dig into the half volley there. Just goes a bit early, and he should score that, shouldn't he? A player of Fraser's quality. Yeah, he gets his timing all wrong there, but skies it over the bar. You can see by his reaction. He knows that, but we're all football fans, and we all know that too, don't we? Foul on Darling by Stuart Armstrong. And yeah, just a different pattern now. Southampton just trying to control rather than grab the 4th goal. We haven't had, it was just a complete barrage, deluge of shots and chances for Southampton in the first half. It's been a much more even game in the second half, although you would still say Southampton probably, if they wanted to step it up, possibly could. Maybe some game management going on here. That is foul by Jerry Yates. Callum, Coventry unchanged. Victor Torp on the bench. Tell me about Victor Torp then, Callum. New signing for Coventry. I know nothing about him. As I always say, I wish more people would, on the internet, in my position, would say when they do know nothing, pretending they have an opinion on absolutely everything. If I don't, I'll tell you. Clipped into the channel looking for Armstrong. Too much pace on that wet surface now. Skids away for a throw-in. To be fair, Flynn Downes has pinged a couple of lovely crossfield balls today. Just over hit that one. Flynn, who's probably going to be in the conversation for man of the match, isn't he? But we'll get to that later in the game. He's got a goal and patrolled midfield very nicely for Swans. Walker-Peters. Armstrong. Downes. Smallbone up the line for Walker-Peters. Flag stays down. Walker-Peters turns back. Bednarek. Smallbone. Stevens. Fraser tries to play it down the line. More goals, question mark. I hope so. I love a goal, me. Tony, hi Ben, Leeds watching, FFS. Mate, you should have been watching in the first half when it could have been about 8-0. But you'd have been more FFS in then. There you go, Liam. There is your MK team. Championship is evolving away from a league where everyone beats everyone. I mean, it is this season, isn't it? All depends on the competency of the parachute teams. They sometimes mess it up. Don't utilise that extra money advantage. I mean, last season we had Norwich and Watford finishing in the middle, didn't we? But this season that is absolutely not happening with Leeds, Leicester and Southampton. Oh, into the box goes Timon cuts it back. Oh, he had loads of time there, Patino. That is a dreadful finish. He could have taken a touch there. Really good play by Timon, who looks like he's really enjoying playing under Luke Williams. But Patino should do way better with that. He's got time to take a touch, measure up his shot. Really good football from Swansea. Touch finish there. Just a weak left-footed side foot. Feels like I'm piling in on him. In the words of Troy Deeney, which is probably something I probably shouldn't say at the moment, given he's just been sacked for this interview. Hit it with his shin pads there. No, he hit it with his ball of his ankle. There would have been more FFSs. I'm doing well to not swear here, Vega, aren't I? There we go. There's your Bristol City team. Excellent job by... Oh, look, Twine in there. Excellent. Looking forward to seeing him for Bristol City. Ian just arrived at the Pirelli for Burton versus Charlton. Excellent. Good luck, Freddie Ladapo for Charlton today. Here is Fraser, edge of the box. Fraser knocks that inside to Che Adams. Adams, Stuart Armstrong, left-hand side of the box now. Armstrong hits the shot. Adams and Fraser are yelling at the referee. I do not know why they're yelling at the referee. For a penalty shout. Let's have a look. Anything in what they're saying? Oh. Does Fulton trip Adams up? Let's have a look. He does, doesn't he? Referee Langford is looking right at it. So, I mean, if it's a deliberate trip, even though it's off the ball, it's a penalty, isn't it? Stopping his run, but nothing given. Corner comes in, easy gather for Rushworth. Well, we got here, delayed pilot. There is your Watford team. Thank you for sharing all of these, guys. Muchly appreciated. Remind me, what's the Deeney controversy? Troy Deeney, a little bit too honest with his comments. He sounded like a fan, didn't he? Talking about Fankati Darbo, the Forest Green right back. But that's no concern of Troy Deeney's anymore, bless him, because he has been fired. On Tuesday, there's going to be a lot to moan stroke cheer about. We'll find out, won't we? Nicely spaced. We got Southampton today. We got Leicester versus Preston. Leeds versus Preston tomorrow, and Leicester Ipswich on Monday. I will be at the King Power to see if Ipswich can get out of Dodge alive from that one. Walker-Peters. Oh, lovely nutmeg pass by Walker-Peters. Downes knocks it down the line. I think that took a deflection, that pass. Walker-Peters, brilliant. Such a good player, isn't he, at this level? So neat and tidy. Going to get a substitution for Saints imminently. And I think that's Alan coming in for Fulton in central midfield. So Joe Allen in for Swans as well. Who's coming out for Southampton? Che Adams out. Also, Stuart Armstrong. Joe Rothwell then making his debut. And Sekou Mara, who I don't think I've seen play before, has also come on the 18. So forgive me, you'll have to smarten me up about Mara. Some more teams. Thank you, guys. Delayed pilot. There's your Huddersfield team. I'll let Reece Healy in there. That'll be a debut. He's just signed there. There's your Birmingham team. Thank you, Jack, for that one. We had Steve Perryman shop. I think this must be a conversation going further up the thing there in Hayes near Heathrow. I used to work in Hayes. When am I next at Elland Road? I don't know. I mean, Leeds have still got Leicester and Southampton to play, so it might be nice to try and get up for one of those games. That could be fun. I remember when I hated you going to Leeds games because we always lost. Always my fault, Tony, hey? Blame that there, Bielsa. Here is Patino, who missed a decent chance. Would have made it 3-2. And then you never know when there's one goal in it. Kitchen sink for the last 10 minutes. Free kick for Swansea then, which I think Matt Grimes is going to put into the far stick. Occupational hazard doing this for a guy with a bad neck. Oh. Try and get moving after the game's finished, eh? Free kick won by Darling. Heads it down. Saints clear their lines. Fraser dribbling away. He's got 3 on him. Silly tackle by Darling then when there's... So silly. He's the furthest back of the 3 and there's 2 other guys there. Just trust your teammates. Comes in from behind, clatters him and takes the yellow card. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Just nobbles Ryan Fraser there. Downes to Manning to Bednarek. Sorry, excuse me. Stevens to Bednarek. Oh, they've given it away inside their own penalty box here. And, oh my God, how has that not gone in? Jamie Patterson puts it right across the goal line. It hits the post. I think Yates leaves it because he thinks it's going in or he's going to clatter into the post. And somehow it doesn't go in. And amazingly here, Swansea twice now could have got this back to 3-2. They're in the game. Goodness me, it was a giveaway. It was Stevens there. I think Yates actually ends up hitting the shot and hitting the post himself. I can't see. In which case, Jerry Yates has missed from about half a foot there. Here we go. This will be a better view, Sky. Run it in slow-mo, for God's sake. I can't tell. Yeah, Jerry Yates has missed from, I think, about 6 inches there. Wow. Oh, this will be the view. Here we go. Oh, my God. What is the XG for that? It's a proper 0.99 for Yates there. To be fair to him, the ball's coming across quickly and he's right by the post, but still. Kick it in the goal, man. And if it's 3-2, you never know, but hell of a miss. Miss Rothwell joining Saints. Yeah, that went through last week from Bournemouth, right? Ben, will Millwall come back up if Swansea slip up the table? I don't know. Not sure they will. I have to have a look at the run-ins. Oh, shot driven, and they've hit the post again. Goodness me. Swansea are actually on top here, and they've hit the post twice in the last 2 minutes. That was actually deviated. Good save. Bazunu tipped it on to the post. It was driven in by Patino. And God, is there something in this? If Swansea can score, it looked like it was going to be about 7 or 8-0 in the first half, didn't it? But Swansea just coming strong at the end of this game now. Patino. Oh, sorry, it was Patterson who hit the shot. It's pretty much straight at Bazunu, but he's close in, Patterson. He only side foots it. It's not the greatest technique in the world, but Bazunu, just keep it out of the goal, for goodness sake. And he taps it kind of onto the post there. And yeah, I saw Peter Schmeichel talking to Simon Jordan on YouTube the other day. And, Peter Schmeichel said, look, talk about playing out from the back and, being a sweeper keeper. Just keep the ball out of your goal is the number one thing. And Bazunu did that, to be fair to him. Swansea 1, Southampton 3, 81 on the clock. Swansea's man of the match, the post. Well, both posts, wasn't it, up that end? Within the space of 2 minutes. Or thereabout. Fraser, Walker-Peters. Fraser, Walker-Peters. Fraser. Given away in the end. Nice turn by Allen. He gets fouled by Joe Rothwell. Walker-Peters now driving forward. He's got Downes outside of him. Walker-Peters turns inside. Could have given it to Flynn Downes, but has the ball taken off him. Ball hits referee Langford, and we're going to get an uncontested drop to Swans. Grimes. Patino. And out it goes. Great question, this. Look at that. Do you have any Ipswich superstitions, lucky jumpers? Fortunately, I don't, but I have done in the past. I can't let that stuff get in my head because then, I'm the sort of idiot who's like, right, even though there's loads of traffic, last time I came off at this junction, that will get me there way quicker, Ipswich lost. So I've got to go to the next junction. I can't park here. I must park there. And I've got to walk this way to the ground. And don't even think about it, eh? Balassi. Oh, there's the Balassi step over. Crosses in right footed. Is he going to go loose in the box? Oh, Joe Allen hits the shot and it's blocked. Swansea do look like they're more likely to score if there's going to be another goal in this, which I cannot fathom myself saying. Balassi, good save by Bazunu. They're well on top, Swansea, in terms of making chances at the moment. Balassi arrived at the back stick there. And Bazunu just had to react to that. And again, as I say, keep the ball out of the goal. It's my birthday, Ben. Happy birthday, Renee. Hearts have beaten the Spartans. Good for them. I'm a slave to Wednesday superstitions. Oh, don't. Slippery slope. Slippery slope. Looks like it's getting slippery there in Wales. Pouring down with rain. Josh Timon is going to take this corner for Swansea. In it goes and all the way over everybody's head. And that'll take the pressure off. And Swansea are putting the pressure on now. Bazunu's sat down. Is he trying to kill some time or is he actually hurt? I wonder. So it was Bolassi's cross a minute ago. And he just couldn't quite get hold of the shot left foot. It's a good chance for Joe Allen, isn't it? He's known more as a ball circulator than a goal scorer. Decent save that by Bazunu from Balassi. Again, it is kind of straight at him. Feels like I'm down on Bazunu here. I promise I'm not. Keep the ball out of the goal. Them's the deal. My 3-3 prediction at halftime wasn't far off. Swansea goal, and I'll give you that. But yeah, it's no closer than it was at halftime, realistically, is it? But I know what you're saying. That looks like Shay Charles is going to come on for Southampton. Oh, excuse me. Didn't get a good night's sleep last night. My neck was giving me jip. So small bone out. And this will tell you everything you need to know about the hierarchy of the Championship. Southampton seeing out the game by bringing in a teenager they signed for 12 million quid. It's not their fault. I never blame the parachute teams, but yeah, enjoy the advantage while you've got it. But just admit to it is all I would say. Although it's difficult in life to admit when we have an advantage, isn't it? To admit any kind of privilege. But let's not get into that discussion. We'll keep it football rather than socio-political. So you split your subscriber base in half immediately, hey? Bolassi's backflip there was pretty great. He's got it in the locker, hasn't he, Jack? Darling, please believe me. Wood goes home. And Rushworth clears. Manning tries to float that one into Mara. Darling has it back. Humphreys work back into centre half and Wood. Allen given away by the experienced, ultra experienced Joe Allen. Here comes Swansea though, but the offside flag is up. And we are coming up 88 minutes. Shall we do the man of the match conversation? Get your suggestions in for man of the match. I think I might go for Flynn Downes, possibly. Stuart Armstrong's had loads of touches. You could go for half the Southampton team based on the first half. Always love Walker Peters. I know some people will go for Rushworth, but I just can't have one team dominating the game and the other team's goalie being the de facto man of the match. So I'll probably go for Downes, but let's get your suggestions in for man of the match. Go for it. You only got 5 seconds on this one. We'll let that go a little one longer. Let me know your man of the match, Downes or Walker Peters. Get your suggestions in via the chat. Rushworth and Bazunu. Keep them coming. We'll read them out. Timon down the left-hand side for Swansea. Humphreys, Grimes, Timon, Grimes. Lovely cross by Grimes. Decent defensive header there, and it's out for a corner. And once again, we have a Southampton player going down in the box. Downes. There you go. A couple of people agreeing with me. I don't know who's on co-coms for Sky, so who's going to be giving it out? If they're a central midfielder, maybe they'll give it to Downes. Although Smallburn and Armstrong have been good as well. The Post, an honourable mention. Right, corner comes in from Patterson. Headed away, Grimes on the half volley. Completely shanks that. Bazunu Downes. Oh, crikey. Did you hear that click? My blooming neck, ladies and gentlemen. Right, 90 minutes gone, 7 minutes of stoppage time, which pretty much screws me on match bingo. They're still in for the full house, though. The 2 lines has gone, so someone might get it. Big thanks, as ever, to the guys at Match Bingo for sponsoring us. Southampton just need to see this out, and they will take second place in the Championship. We're going to be back at 11:45 a.m. tomorrow for Leeds v Preston. I hope you're enjoying the watch-alongs on the channel. We kind of one of my New Year's resolutions to get right back into them, and that is what we've done. This is our 5th across the last 2 weekends. We did midweek, actually. So we are going big on the watch-alongs. Hope you enjoy them. If you do, hit subscribe and give us a like. And if you really love it, hit join down there or sign up via Patreon. Helps us out financially. Humphreys. Balassi. Back into Humphreys. 91:16 on the clock. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds of remaining minimum stoppage time. Southampton are about to go second in the Championship table. Ipswich with the chance to respond on Monday night with the daunting away trip at Leicester. There is the current live league table. Leeds with the chance to respond tomorrow at home to Preston. In terms of Swansea, they're going to be staying right where they are in 15th. Chance, though, for a few teams directly below to overtake them. You can see Millwall, Stoke, Blackburn, Plymouth could all go past today. Unless they do something miraculous. In goes the cross from Balassi. Bazunu gathers it. Vega, legend. Thanks, boss. Ben, thoughts on Marvin Johnson in talks? A bit of a strange one, I have to say. I did not expect him to be linked or signed, if he does indeed turn out to be signed. But what are you going to do? Swansea need to do what Arsenal have just done in injury time. What have Arsenal done in injury time? I'm not paying attention. They've scored twice, I take it. Love the watch-alongs in our BBFC community. I love that comment, Adam. Not looking good for Roy Hodgson. What is going on? It's 5-0. Oh, okay. Yeah, Arsenal 94 and 95. I mean, Swansea, they hit the post twice at 3-1. I don't know if you can deserve to win a game on your first half performance, but Southampton's first half performance was outstanding, wasn't it? 93-28 on the clock. Here comes Balassi again. Balassi into the box, drives it right-footed over the bar. They've definitely had the chances to make this a one-goal game, Swansea, haven't they? Looks like Balassi's on there. Stevens poor on the defensive line. Swipes to finish. It's a really bad finish, isn't it? High, wide, and wide-eyed and legless too. 94:08 on the clock. 2 minutes and 3/4 of minimum stoppage time remaining to play. Southampton still in charge, 2-goal lead, heading for second place in the Championship table. Darling blocked out by Joe Rothwell. Thank you for the close-up on the back of his shirt there, Sky. I was struggling with that one for a second. It's been a long 2 hours and 12 minutes of this watch-along so far. But it's been entertaining. As I say, I thought Southampton were absolutely brilliant in the first half. Much closer in the second half. In fact, I'd say Swansea, Smallbone, man of the match with Sky. Yeah, Swansea have put up 2 XG of their own and probably been the better side in the second half. Game was won and lost, evidently, in the first half. Go figure. Yeah, I just noticed that Swans XG over 2. But what was the XG for Jerry Yates' shot that was virtually 2 inches from goal? I want to know. Patino gets fouled by Shea Charles on the edge of the box and gets the yellow card. Yeah, Jerry Yates, 0.83, the XG of that shot. Goodness me. Saints not looking good second half. Yeah, maybe I'd agree with that. I mean, they were just so good in the first half, weren't they? Loving the watch-alongs, Hector. Nice one. So free kick then. Chance for a grandstand finish because we're 96-20 on the clock. They'd literally need to score this and then straight from the centre if they want anything from the game. Patterson hits the shot. Bazunu just easy palm over the crossbar. Is it going in the goal? Is it? Don't think it is, but he's better safe than sorry. Gavin Bazunu. Yates will relive that moment over and over. Horrible. Well, just when the post is in the way, he sometimes just gets in the player's head, doesn't it? But you've got to score from 6 inches. That's fairly simple, isn't it? Patterson takes the corner right-footed. Oh, Darling just got one in the face. I hope he's okay there. Oh, that looked horrible when he went in there. Hopefully that's not a clash of heads. Bednarek has tried to get up, but he looks like he's telling himself he's okay and he needs to just sit down and do the concussion protocol. I don't know what hit what there, whether it was a head hitting an arm, but it didn't look nice when Darling went in for that one. Yeah, I got 0.83. Wow. Notorious. Notorious. And the ending of this game is going to be slightly delayed. Steve, the way Swansea played in the first half made Southampton look well beaten. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think you can put how good Southampton looked down exclusively to Swansea. I thought Southampton were just absolutely brilliant. Second half made them look ordinary. It's definitely been closer in the second half, but I don't think you can look at that purely through the prism of how Swansea played. I think that'd be a bit unfair on Southampton, but I agree with the principle that it's been much closer in the second half. Bednarek is telling himself he's okay, but concussed people do tend to do that, don't they? And this is why we have the protocols. Let's hope he doesn't have to do anything more and he can get in the dressing room. Not very safe if concussed players stay on the pitch. He's just trotting off now. Both players are out. We're to 98 minutes 50. Looks like Darling has drawn blood as well. And I'd assume Bazunu will kick this and we'll go another phase of play and then it'll be the full-time whistle. I think there was another phase. I can't remember what the clock was saying when that aerial clash did actually occur. Absolutely throwing it down with rain in Swansea now. Grimes. Drives forward. 99 33 on the board. And it is full time. Southampton go back to second in the table. But Southampton were outstanding in the first half, created chance after chance after chance after chance. 3-1, they went in at halftime. Nothing doing in the second half, no goals. And I do agree with the sentiment in the chat, a lot closer. And certainly for the last 20 minutes, Swansea hit the post twice. Did they blow themselves out with that performance in the first half? I don't know. Game state says a lot as well. It's difficult to keep up the intensity with 3 goals on the board. Those goals indeed came, well, all in the first half. Adam Smallburn and Downes for the Saints. Patterson with a bit of a breakaway, bit of an outlier moment goal there in the first half. There is the league table. So Southampton, again, as they did last weekend, move above Ipswich into second spot. They are 21 games undefeated. They're on a fantastic run. Leicester are 7 points clear of Saints. It's level with Ipswich. Southampton are 7 points clear of Leeds. And speaking of Leeds, that is the next watch along. We will cover Leeds versus Preston tomorrow from 11:45. Come and join us for that. Let me say a huge, gigantic thank you to everybody who joined and watched with us today. And the story is Southampton takes second after a dominant first half performance. Russ Martin back to Swansea with a win. We will see you tomorrow, 11:45 a.m., Leeds versus Preston. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow lunchtime. Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee, and Enid.